I'm Sarah,
And I'm Amanda.
and this is I'm Your Mother Now podcast.
Episode 13.
Ooh.
Spooky. That felt incredibly performative.
Because it was. Oh, good morning, my sister.
Hello, hello. Oh, thanks for waving at
Hello.
me.
You're welcome.
Sorry that I'm a little bit late. I know we said 9 and it's 9:05. I just got stuck in hair and makeup. You know how it is in the morning sometimes.
Sure. Hi, baby. Yeah, she was like, I'm gonna be late. And I was like, you're not. And she's like, what do you
That
mean?
that literally made me very anxious.
Yeah, and I was like, and
And
I'm
then
hanging up.
you
Goodbye.
hung up on me and I was like,
I
I
did
was
all
like,
those
I
things.
started running around because I had also told you that I needed to not record where I usually do because it looks like a bomb went off in that room right now.
Yeah, you
Um,
did say that. So it's a lot of like jumping around for you this morning.
it sure is, but listen, at least I got to sleep till 7:45.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little rest.
Nice little rest. Well, we have a jam-packed day ahead of us. Today's episode might go a little bit long,
Oh, snap.
and so I'm allowing us to go until the 45 if the vibe is right. What do you feel?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so because we have a lot of things to talk about.
All right.
So
Lock
the
in,
first thing,
baby.
the first thing is me.
First
It's
and
me.
foremost, our
Let's
first
talk about
agenda
me.
item for today, everyone, is
It's myself.
the big sister, the number one.
Yeah, the me. So, okay.
Here I am.
First of all, I just want to also side note for those of you who are not watching this with your eyes and instead watching with your ears, I'm wearing dark brown lipstick.
She really is. It's
It's
fantastic.
it's like raisin. It's like a shiny dark raisin color. And I put it on like I slathered it on this morning because I was like, remember how dad said I was not allowed to wear brown lipstick when I was a teenager? He hated it because like
No.
I was a teenager in the 90s and I had older cousins and that was the era of like Revlon rum raisin,
Mm,
right?
lip
And it was just
liner.
lip liner, like the dark lip liner and brown like frosted lipstick. And I thought my cousins were so beautiful and so cool with their
Hmm.
lipstick. And dad hated it. He was like, no, you will never be allowed to wear brown lipstick. And I remember feeling some kind of way about that because I'm like, how are you just gonna pop in every 8.5 years and make a rule for me?
But see, it's so funny that you would interpret what he said that way, wondering about that. Meanwhile, I would be thinking, oh my God, I'm going to have a whole life without this lipstick.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting. Interesting. No,
yeah.
I saw it as just like kind of funny that he would think that he could assert his opinion into my life that way
Yeah.
and like about
Well,
my bodily autonomy and like what lipstick I was gonna wear. Because we used to, if dad and I used to fight about my outfits. He didn't like me wearing my ripped Levi's. He says no, you're not allowed to wear those. And again, like I didn't see you a lot, like not you, but my father, I didn't see him that often. So if you're gonna like pop in like every 12 to 14 business days and all you're gonna do is tell me I can't wear my jeans, which I've been wearing, I just don't even know what you're talking about, my dude. Like you're being
meant like
annoying.
literally, literally.
Get out of here. I'm gonna wear my jeans. They were so cool. They were so cool. They were like 501s with like the button flies and they had perfect rips. And I was, just with my brown lipstick. Really
We're gonna have to find a picture. I know we have one somewhere.
of my jeans.
Um, yeah, I remember you bought jeans and you put them on the driveway and you put like dirt on them and then you ran them over with the car a few times.
Yeah, actually, Mike did. Mike did that. He ran them over, but those weren't the Levi's. The Levi's were perfect as
Right.
they were, but yeah, those were. I had two pairs of jeans that I wanted to quote unquote distress, and Mike and Neha in her little Rav4, we put them on the hill. We threw dirt on them, and then we ran over them back and forth. Mike was driving back and forth, back and forth. Yeah.
What a wholesome little project.
I know. It was like the simple days.
We don't have fun like that anymore, you know?
No. There's too much technology available.
Yeah, literally. And I mean, put any genes on me and they're automatically distressed. But
Amanda,
oh my God, I'm just
because they're on your
saying.
body.
Yeah. Anxiety. It's in my body.
Oh no, that's not true. Take it
It's
back and say
fine.
something nice about yourself.
Um, but they still
Wow.
look good.
Wow. Wow. Say
Sorry.
I is beautiful.
That is beautiful. Sarah,
What?
you know I've had such a week, okay? I
Yeah,
have
but
been in like,
I don't think your week should make you feel bad about yourself.
no, it's not that I feel bad about myself. I feel like my brain is fried. So you can't just throw me on the spot like that and be like, say something nice about yourself.
Well, I'm sorry that I spend all week putting people on the spot about themselves. I'm just really good at it.
Um, well,
Anyhow,
anyhow,
back to the topic that we're topicking. So, okay, I have to I have a few disclaimers because
okay.
I'm about to like break my own rules about my internet,
We're
decorum.
entering a
No,
new era.
I'm not breaking them. I'm creating new ones. Okay?
Right.
That's what I'm
That,
doing.
yes,
Also,
exactly.
a welcome to Scorpio season. This is the most Scorpio thing I've done in a while. So, here we go. So, as you, my sister, know, I am single now for the first time in my whole fucking life. Like,
Literally.
literally. Like, I have not been single since I was like 19, probably. Like, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. And as part of my plan of being single, or whatever you want to call it, just my existence, I'm like, I don't need to date anybody. I'm good. Like, we just need to be on our vibe, right?
Yep.
So naturally, the minute that, I don't know, I am single, I start getting interest from people, right?
Of course. The bat
And
signals are.
as yeah, exactly. And as you know, and as some of our OGs know, like I prefer women, truly. I think we all do at a basic level, wouldn't you say? It's just some of you can't quite get to the point of preferring sex with women, but that is not an issue for me. So, it's like okay, like I know what I like, right? But at the
Right.
same time, I also have reached a space in my own personal evolution where I'm realizing that I'm really also more of a vibes person. So I'm not going to shut myself down to a trans person or even a man if the energy feels right for me, right? Like
Sure.
you don't have to be a biological woman in order for me to be into you, is what I've
You
decided.
like the wine, not the label.
Exactly.
There you
That's
go.
exactly. And I was like, whoa, I do like wine. Okay, so so that with that in mind, minding my business, a male person flirts with me while I'm at, in broad daylight at a restaurant. And normally, I was like the
The
audacity.
sun
And
was still out.
the sun was still out. I'm like having lunch with a friend. And normally I would just kind of be like, go, like, get out of here. But I was like, I remembered, like, hey girl, like you can do anything you want.
You can do anything.
You can
Whatever.
do
Yeah.
anything. So I engaged in conversation. Now, what's important to know about this first meeting with this person who is about to get dragged. And I will just preface this by saying that if you are gonna date me and act stupid, you need to know you're gonna end up on this podcast. If
Yeah.
you don't want to end up on this podcast, you need to have a conversation with me and sign off on that. And I will
Mhm.
decide what I do
There's
about it because
paperwork.
yeah, you know. If you're a woman, don't worry about it. I would never.
Eh.
Okay. So anyhow. So that first meeting, um, he presents as really a little bit immature, really talks a lot about himself. I noted he didn't ask me any questions. Seemed to be one of those guys who enjoys debating to be devil's advocate, right? Like in all of those different things. And I was
Mhm.
just kind of like, mm. And I was with one of my besties who also was feeling the same way. She's a behavioral analyst, right? So like we're over here just like, hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then we find out he's 30, and I'm like, oh my god. I was like, goodbye, because what do I have to do with that?
We're
I'm
about
not
to
your
find out.
mom. I'm that even though the podcast is I'm your mother now. I'm not your mother now. So it's like I was just like, oh whatever. But we were just hanging out, having a good time. We had several layers of plans for the evening. So he followed us to our next stop, continued with what he was doing, whatever. And then we left him there. And I did give him my Instagram handle. And I was like, follow me.
Follow me.
Bye. Right?
Yeah.
So I was all set. And he did DM me. And over the course of the next like 4 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks, he would send me a DM indicating on like a Friday night, like, WYD. And I'm like, is this real life? Like,
Yeah.
I am a grown up. You
Mm-hmm.
don't like, what are you doing to me on a Friday night? Like, if you would like to see me, my good sir, like, set a plan. Use a full fucking sentence, right? Like,
Oh,
oh, I'm sorry. So I was just like, no thanks. I was like, I'm busy. Nope, I'm busy. So
yeah.
persistent though, was not deterred, but got buried into my other box in Instagram because
Sure.
I was like, what? Why?
Why?
And so, my good listeners, this is
Yes.
where we say my initial reaction. We have clocked what that was. It was a no,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then, again, out with my friends, as I want to do. In fact, if you are in the Harrisburg area, you will probably see me at a particular establishment in Harrisburg any particular time because my sister tracks me and she's like, my God, are you there again? It's just the
Yes.
best bar in town, okay?
That's all.
That's
It
all.
is.
So, so I'm sitting at said bar with, again, my friends because I go out with my bitches and we have a very, very good time, right?
It's true.
One seat open in the bar and it is next to me. And who walks in? Good old Dusty DMs over here. So he walks in and looks at me. I look at him. I'm like, oh God. He sits down next to me. He smiles and he goes, I found you. And I was like, okay, like, all right. So he starts talking and he's actually being more of a person. He's asking me thoughtful questions. He apologizes for his behavior. He's new in town. He had a kind of like a traumatic summer, like da 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 da,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So I was like, okay, all right. I was like, you know what? Okay, all right. I did not give him my
Yeah.
number though, because he's like, oh, it'd be easier to text you if I had your number. And I was like, no, it wouldn't. I was like, it's literally the same function on your phone, no matter what venue. So I don't see how, you would have an easier time writing a text to me.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Yeah,
It's
I
just the
know.
keys on the board, my dude. Like
Right.
your generation knows how to do that, right? So I was like,
All right.
okay. I was like, no. I was like, he was like, but you put me in your business Instagram, and I was like, it's irrelevant. If I want to answer your message, I'll see it.
Right.
And he's like, oh, okay. And I was like, okay, right, whatever. So do you wait? I'll pause. Do you have thoughts? You look like you had some.
Well, I didn't want to get too far into the story without calling out that when I was in town
Yeah.
for when we were launching I'm Your Mother Now podcast, we
Mm-hmm.
were at said establishment. So I did get
Mm-hmm.
to meet all of the usual suspects, which was lovely. But then
Lovely.
also, as we're sitting there, I look across the bar and I see this like broody looking dude. And he was drinking just like dirty martinis. And
Looking
I was like,
sad,
look at that guy. Like he looked,
unwell.
he looked, he stood out, right?
Yes. Yes.
And then we acknowledged that he existed, and then we moved on.
We did.
And I just thought that it was the universe's way of being like, here's your context, sis, because you're not going to be around here. So
I know, which is so kind of the universe
it
because
really was.
when I was like, this guy was talking to me, she's like, wait, and when I showed you a picture from his Instagram, you were like, oh my God, that's the guy. We saw him.
Yeah,
It was like the sickly Victorian boy who was sad in
yeah.
the corner. Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. So yes, so my sister knew, so she knew who I was talking about. So anyhow,
Hmm.
whatever. So, and again, the other thing you should know is that I am at this point in my life, I have no artifice at all. I am so blunt and
Yeah,
like I go over everything I do with my 70-year-old psychology supervisor. So I am like, you will never be confused by me at this point in my life. Like any interaction with me, you will not be confused. I will literally look at you dead in the eyes and be like, do you have a crush on me?
On
I will
me.
literally say to you, like I was at the bar the other night and some guy's talking to me and I looked at him and I was like, are you flirting with me?
With me.
He's like, whoa, I think so. And I was like, don't
Don't.
anymore. And he's like, why not? And I was like, I don't want to be flirted with. Oh, okay.
It reminds me of one of our earlier episodes. Stop talking to me.
Stop. Ah!
Oh gosh. And
So
then and then
anyway,
and then what? Then you need to be literally escorted to your car because
because I put a boundary down with a man and he said okay and then proceeded to be unable to be okay with it and then he needed to be exited from said bar. Yes,
well, you know what they
100%.
say.
Men are
Not
just
all men, but
ridiculous.
always a man.
Not all men, but literally every single man that we come across. So there's that.
Yeah.
Anyhow, moving forward. Okay, this this youth lands a date with me on a Tuesday night after work. I said, "Yeah, meet me after work for a drink." He does. I have an excellent time, Amanda. You'll recall.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Chef's freaking kiss, right? We talk about so many different things. We are mostly aligned politically, and the things that he seemed to have a little bit of rough edges about, he was open to opening his mind, right?
Right.
He is really intelligent, which is super like sapiosexual for me is a vibe, right? Like you need to be able to match my wit and send it back to me. And I find that
Hmm.
delightful. Like I could do that all day long. I was like, that can even kind of for me make up for the fact that you have no boobs and you have a penis. Which is like that's a oof, you know what I mean? Like but personality and wit and intelligence can really go a long way, right?
For
Okay.
sure.
I mean, I think anyway. So anyhow, I'm like, wow, we did it. Amazing. So what proceeds to happen is, just to timeline this for you. This man has been trying to get an audience with me for months, and he
Months.
finally does.
Hmm.
And we have a few dates, and they're excellent.
Very nice.
Excellent dates, right?
Hmm.
There's a few, and this is where I bring in Canada's dating coach, okay?
Oh, yes.
Because I've been binging her content. And if you haven't checked her out, go ahead. Chantel
Hmm.
Hyde. She has a bunch of books. And her methodology is backed up by scientific research. That's kind of her thing, right?
Hmm.
So her whole shtick is that when you are dating a man, this is specifically a man. We're not talking about women, but you could translate this to women, but you don't really need to. Anyhow, so when you're dating a man, you should not kiss this man until 3 months in. You should take 3 months to observe behavior, to note red flags and see where they end up, like that kind of thing, right?
Right.
So, which, upon first glance, I'm like, that's hysterical. I've never in my life waited 3 months for anything.
No.
Never. If I
No.
like start like vitamins and like you should see results in 3 months, I'm like, well, I might as well never start then. It's like that's
No.
kind of how I feel.
Well,
So
as people, instant gratification is something that we seek.
we're just so fast. So anyhow, but I'm like, you know what? I've all my life been a tested out on the first date kind of girl. So I'm like, maybe try something
Kick the
different.
tires.
Why waste my time? But it's like also what do we want? Which also like I didn't really think about that too much. I was just like kind of eager to like play this
Right.
game, So
Yes. Yeah.
anyhow, so I decide, and it's easy for me to put that into practice with a man because I'm not going to have that immediate chemistry where I'm like I want to jump your bones because why?
Sure.
Ugh. Anyhow, I'm really not selling them, but okay. So the idea is you do not have any physical intimacy until after 3 months. So I'm like, this is great. So we're having these dates, and we are driving so well. Even though he's young, he's witty, he's all these things. We have these dates, and maybe like 3 or 4 dates, honestly. And he's like met friends because I usually like will invite him out with my friends, like that
Right.
kind of thing. So he's made it through all of these spaces. We finally get to last weekend, and we had a date, and then we had another date planned for the next day. And on the Friday date, I'm not going to get into too many details because suddenly I'm going to switch it up, I guess. But it's like I was like, okay, I'm gonna kiss him tonight.
Mhm.
I was like, we did it. We did it, fam. And so I did, and I didn't feel like totally like get me out of here. And the next day, he completely shifted his energy.
Does
Okay?
this sound familiar to anyone?
Please chime in because I'm not used to men. It's been a while and I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with them? It's like you literally wanted one thing for months and months and months. You're almost about to get it and you're like,
Oh,
so
yeah.
so I'm just like, what the fuck? So basically, he tells me that instead of hanging out with me, he needs to he's got a really serious to-do list he's got to get through and he's going to let me know later how he's feeling and I'm like okay. So then he doesn't get back to me. I'm like circling back on this because I had a thing I was going to and I was trying to figure out what my day was going to be like.
Yep.
Like okay, so he's like, unfortunately I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm not feeling 100%, so I really just like need a night to myself, right? A night to
Mhm.
myself. And I was like, who is this person? Like, who? What?
What? Yes,
What?
you? Yep.
I was like, excuse me, right? So,
Right.
anyhow, I was like, whatever. So, I went out with my friends and we had a great time. The next day, he's texting me and he's like, I'm so sorry. Can I make it up to you? And this is where my sister gets in my head because she's like, don't be mean, Sarah. Like, don't be mean, Sarah. And I was like, I want to be mean though, Amanda. And she's like, no, no. Because he was like, can I make it up to you with a loaf of sourdough bread I'm
And
baking?
I was like, just get the bread.
She's like, get the bread. She's like, go get the bread. And she's like, maybe this, maybe that. Like, don't we love a person who knows their energy and has boundaries? And I was like, I guess, but like, okay. So, um, a lot of this was being turned on me and I was turning it on myself where I'm like, oh, this is your insecurity, Sarah, or like this is your princess complex. But
Well, to be
now,
fair, the energy part, and not to interrupt you, that was
no, it's
like
okay.
the first time, right? Like this last time, I just really wanted you to get that bread.
I didn't know that. I thought
Okay.
you were telling me not to be mean. So anyway, in the morning, I finally texted him and I was like, you don't have to give me bread as a peace offering, but I will take the bread.
Yes.
Okay. I will get that bread.
Hmm.
And he's like, I'll drop it off at your house. He doesn't know where I live. And I'm like, no, like,
No.
you don't get to know where I live. Like, are you out of your mind? I should also preface that this whole time he's been trying to come over here.
Oh
Like
yeah.
since the get go, he's like, "Should we go to your place? Should we go to your
Let's get
place?"
out of here.
And I'm like, "No, we should never go to my place. I will
Yeah.
let you know if at any point in time that is something that will be allowed, but it is not in the cards, my friend. Like,
No.
not in this girl house. Like, are you crazy?
Mm-mm.
Like, literally, literally. Okay,
Literally.
like, be so for real." So he's like, "Oh, okay," and I was like, I'm gonna be like by your house, on my way to soccer anyway. I can pop by and get the bread." Okay, great. So yes, I go and get this bread. He meets me on the sidewalk. He seems a little off to me, but I was like,
Hmm.
my sister said be nice. So I took the bread, which was wrapped in a dish towel, and it was still warm from the oven. I said, thank you. He said, I'm going to need that dish towel back. And I looked at him, and then I looked at this Isaac Mizrahi, ratty ass fucking dish towel that was probably his mother's from TJ Maxx circa 2004. And I said, certainly I'll make sure you get this back. Like, what?
I knew
Okay.
that he was never going to see that
Never.
that cheesecloth again.
No, it's not even, it's like, ugh, I was like, whatever. So anyway, the bread was delicious.
Of course.
He did not lie about his ability to bake sourdough bread. Okay. So bread was great. I go do my sports things, but I'm having this intuitive nudge, right? Something
Hmm.
is saying, Sarah, you need to put eyes on this man today. Like, you need to see him. Like, something is going on. Like, we need to get to the bottom of this because we don't have time to like go through a week of any type of fuckery. I don't have time for this.
No, there's no. Yeah.
And to me, it just seemed really off that like you get your first kiss on a Friday and then you just like don't want to see me again. Like that's like if I was in the opposite position, I'd be following that the fuck up. Like so.
Yeah.
Okay, so on my way back from soccer, and then I have like football later, but I'm like, I have a couple hours. Like, hey, what are you up to? And he's like, oh, I'm going to go to a bar, watch a Jets game. I'm like, all right, would you like company? Or are you vibing solo? And he's like, no, sure, come over. I'm like, okay, great.
But did he
So
use
I
the
go.
actual word sure?
He did. That's why I said it. Because I think
Yeah.
you should note that he said sure to me. And I'm like,
Mm-mm.
but he
Sure is
did put a,
not the language.
he did put an exclamation point so that I was like, okay.
Sure.
Sure. So I go. I walk into this stupid Harrisburg bar and to watch this Jets game, and he is a totally different person. He
Mm.
gets up and greets me business fucking casual. So kind, so nice, a great conversationalist, but his wife and kids are at home and he would hate to do anything that would seem like he's flirting with anybody because he is really into his wife. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the vibe. It was
Oh.
so professional. And I'm sitting there just like, what's happening here? This is so weird. I'm like, I'm so glad that I'm experiencing this cognitive dissonance in person. So I stay for like an hour, and I was like, bye. He's like, bye. He's like, see you soon. And I looked at him and I was like, oh, okay. So I leave and go to my next sports engagement. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, you know what, girl? We we are clear and kind. So I texted him and I said, have I given you mixed signals?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? I was like, well, I mean, I feel like that is a very clear question, but I didn't have time to respond back right away because I was
Mm-hmm.
at said football game and my ex was like really talking to me a lot and it was very cold, so I couldn't focus enough, right?
Right.
So I didn't get back to him for an hour. So by that time he's already texted again. And he's like, "Oh, like, well, if you're asking like if you were giving mixed signals and like whether or not you want to like date or be friends, like no, no, not at all. But on that topic, I think it's best if for now that we're just friends, if that's okay with you." And I was like, "May I ask what the fuck happened?" And he's like, and by the way, I have already read these text messages to multiple people so many times that I am giving you an accurate verbatim, friends. Okay, so you just need to know accurate
Yep.
verbatim. I'm not mad libbing this. So, I said, may I ask, and he's like, sure. I'm happy to have this conversation with you in person as well. If that would be better for you, just let me know. And I said, no, here is totally fine.
Yeah.
Okay. He goes, so first of all, you did nothing wrong. Like, no shit, Sherlock. No one asked if I did anything wrong. That was zero the question. Zero. Like, I'm
Uh,
not wondering if I did something wrong. Again, I must like state for the court. I am not 21 years old. I'm in my 40s. I know I didn't do anything wrong. I was
mhm.
literally just being a person.
Yep.
You, on the other hand, I'm asking what happened, right? So
Right.
anyway, he's like, first of all, you didn't do anything wrong. I'm like, okay. um, he said something like, I just am not quite there yet. And I really enjoy spending time with you. And I don't want to piss you off. So I would rather be friends now than risk pissing you off. As I'm thinking, like, what do you think you're doing right now?
He did such a great job of not pissing you off.
Like, he executed the perfect piss. Like, just chef's kiss. So I said, all right. That's all I said. I said, all right. And he goes, maybe we can talk tomorrow.
Yeah. What? No.
And I said, to be honest with you. And I use that phrasing because that's something he said a lot to me. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
if I can be, he says things like, if I can be vulnerable or to be honest with you. And I've now that's like going into my list of things that you would like to say if you're an idiot fuckboy. Like definitely say that. Definitely say that. Like if you want to
Because
drive people crazy,
you just
you
should
can
just be
be
honest. You shouldn't have to preface. It's like, wait, what
no.
were you not honest about?
It's like show
Also,
don't tell.
I don't know. Have you seen Beth, her comment here? Because that is exactly what Canada's dating coach says.
Yes. So
That's the
Beth
whole, yeah.
says they love the chase and can change themselves for small periods of time. It's awful.
Yes.
So circling back to Chantal Hyde and Canada's best dating coach, her whole thing, which I'm sorry, I'm glad you pointed that out. Her whole
Hmm.
thing is that a man can usually keep up an act for a maximum of 3 months before cracking.
Yes. Mhm.
Obviously, some men don't make it to 3 months, right?
No,
But
I
but
don't. Oh God.
but they can like put on a persona for about that amount of time, and then after that, like usually you can clock what's going on, and that
Right.
and okay. So let me finish this conversation though. So
Sure.
basically, so I said, to be honest with you, I am not following the plot here. I said, I have enjoyed getting to know you and hanging out with you, but I do not enjoy being fucked with. And that is where
Mhm.
I'm at after this weekend.
Yep.
So he was like, well, that's why I'm having this conversation because I don't want to fuck with you. And I didn't respond to that because that's dumb. So that was our last interaction. And I will have to, I will tell you, I have definitely been disappointed by people in my life, right? I am not even
Mhm.
disappointed. I am delighted. And here's why. I have lost nothing here. I have
Yay.
lost absolutely no part of myself, right?
Mhm.
I have done nothing that makes me feel overly vulnerable or compromised to an absolute psychopath with whatever issues he has, right? I
Right.
clocked the red flags, which I looked at and said, okay, let me see how this plays out. And it turns out everything that he presented in the first few hours of us meeting him is exactly how he is. But when he
Mhm.
realized he would have to change that in order to get my attention, he did.
Yes.
He did. And then the
Mhm.
moment I think he also realized I'm being a little bit too calculated, right? I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm really am getting to know him, and I'm holding him accountable because every time I would see some sort of red flag, I'd say, what, like, why is it that you feel the need to brag about yourself? Just
Yeah.
out of curiosity, like, you know, is that from a place of insecurity? And he's like, no, I've worked really hard and I will brag about myself. And I'm like, okay. So anyhow, that is my dating story. Super fun. Um, super fun, but actually really fun.
I mean, our listeners appreciate you doing it for the plot.
I'm saying, and that is what I'm here for, the plot,
Yeah.
especially as we roll into Scorpio season. And I just have to say, like, shout out to Chantel Hyde and, the whole Canada's dating coach mechanism, because even though it does feel like common sense in a lot of ways, it
Mhm.
doesn't it doesn't like flow with like the animal nature of life, right?
Right. Yeah.
But
No, you're right.
if you're just looking, she also has a different guideline if you're just looking to hook up with somebody. And
Oh.
one of her guidelines is if you're just looking to hook up with somebody, you can only hook up with them about 2 to 3 times. That's it. Then you're done.
Oh.
No more.
Interesting.
Yeah, because
Okay.
after that, you're gonna catch some feelings, and you're gonna turn this into a weird situationship, and you're gonna be upset.
Mm.
Yeah. So anyway, lots to learn. Stay tuned. I have a feeling my adventures shall continue. I would like. Um, I really feel that one day, um, one day. Anyhow, so moving on to my sister's face. She's like, "What is wrong with her?"
One day.
Nothing.
One day for sure. I mean, I
Yeah,
know
what
it.
one day for sure,
Yeah.
one day. But anyway, that's my little story.
Yeah.
Um, we don't really have a whole lot of time to dive into your chart today. I didn't realize I
No.
would be talking for so long.
Yeah, and like how long does diving into my chart take? Can you
Well, I think, and thank you, dear listeners and viewers, for rolling with the flow on this one.
Yep.
I think that we should make it an episode where we do your chart and then pull in a couple other listeners. So
Mhm.
I already like messaged Beth, you
Mhm.
Beth, to
Yep.
send me your chart info. I think
Yep.
in an episode I could probably do three.
Okay.
If that's what we're doing, I could probably do three. So I'll do you, Beth, and one other person. So whoever DMs me
Wasn't
first.
it Jean? Jean.
Oh, Jean, but well, Jean doesn't know her birth time, so she needs to figure that out.
She will by the time we do this. Now that she has
Okay.
a little more time. It's because her parents were out of town, out of
Okay.
country.
Okay.
Yes. Um,
Okay. So we'll try that as a thing, and if it's like really fun, maybe we'll bring it back. But um, that will be that, and we'll figure out stuff because the next 2 weeks I'm not here on Fridays.
oh,
Yeah, but you don't like when we do the scheduling on the air.
no, but I didn't realize that was a thing. Wait, I'm not here the other Friday either. Is that
We're
because you're with me?
together.
Because we're going to be
Well,
together?
we're gonna be together like on the 7th, which is my actual birthday.
Okay, but hear me out here. So next Friday is the 31st. You're not going to be here, right? You said the next 2 Fridays. So then the Friday after is because we're going to be together for your birthday.
Correct.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out. I mean, maybe we'll pop in and do a live together, and we should do something.
Hmm.
We'll be doing things.
Yes, we will.
We'll be doing a lot of things. Like get ready for another weekend of like so many pictures and all the things.
Yeah, we have to refresh our content.
We have to really refresh our content. So, but
Yeah.
anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this oversharing of a story. I would be interested in hearing your stories of your dating woes. So
Hmm.
DM those over. We'll read those through.
We
We
sure
need
will.
to live and learn for ourselves. And also,
Mhm.
again, just act right. If you don't want to make it on the podcast, don't be stupid.
That's what we say.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Well, love you guys. Have a really
Yes.
awesome weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to I'm Your Mother Now podcast, an Amala Moon production. If you loved today's episode, make sure to subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if I've done the RSS feed properly, wherever you get your pods. You can follow us on Instagram at IYMN_podcast to watch us live on Friday mornings and catch the full episodes on our YouTube channel, I'm Your Mother Now podcast. We'd love if you could share this with a friend who'd vibe with the conversation. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps more people to find us. We'll see you next week. Bye.